You're expected to keep your damn mouth shut.
5 seconds remaining.
Like it's kind of. There's some things I've heard. It's like I've had 1 or 2 occasions with person like just don't say the same one. I was like, yeah, I know a given. I'm gonna walk around and go, yeah, let's talk about this. Did you know what they think of you?
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not even that. It's little things like teams are for right or wrong. They're very protective about little things about heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
What it is.
Oh man, both these teams will be very slow on their drafted. Remember that. It's gonna be so.
Yeah, it's just
very smooth, very slow. Both these teams around that Magnus so well. God. I think this is actually the only 2 teams I've seen run possible Magnus so far. These 2 teams are the only ones Magnus.
Dire team bad.
It's that. Yeah, it's also a big Chinese thing. Chinese.
You could have seen it coming.
Like they were fiending like Silencer was a thing for 6 months. They were like fiending Wraith King. All the Western pros were like, what the Wraith King?
What are they doing to us?
Oh, Zeus band. Ha.
All right.
Okay, let's go. All right. Liquid's. I like it. All right. Liquid wants to see some new shit. Good.
Let's go live in 5, 4, 3. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the final day of the CHONGQING Major Qualifiers. As we get underway, there's a lot of sniggering going on, but we've got one big hype match for you here. We've got Team Liquid versus Team Secret. That's right, the Golden Platter. We've served the meal on it. I, of course, am your ever faithful host and companion, Killer Pigeon. And joining me on the mic, another day, another Dota. I know he's just as buzzed as I am for this series in the heart.
Yeah, I don't know if you could ask for anything more in a matchup. These are 2 captains in Puppy and Kuro that are both in the top 5 in all-time win totals in the professional game. They have faced off 61 times in professional matches, and Puppy holds the thinnest of edges at 31 and 30. Of course, got to be said, this is a seeding match. Both of these teams are already qualified through to the major, so we're not sure exactly how much tryharding we're going to get. In the first 2 picks by Liquid kind of imply that they may be having a little fun here, but I think it's a win-win, guys, because even if these teams are experimenting a little bit, this is a great opportunity for us to learn more about a very new patch.
Absolutely, and we can already see that from the picks coming out. I think the other thing to highlight here is, we looked at Team Secret so far on a whole other level. They might not, they might get a little bit frustrated or pummeled a little bit early on, as we saw in the TFT series yesterday, but they capitalized on a single mistake. And they're up against, well, Liquid for a long time known as this team that just execute flawlessly in the mid to late game scenarios.
Right. I mean, both of these teams, we talked about in the series that we cast, that they're the kind of team that you make one mistake and all of a sudden you're like, what happened to our game? I mean, we were doing exactly what we wanted to do. We were in this great position. One fight goes against us and you just don't get a chance to recover. And that's going to be especially true in this new patch. You're going to see that happen over and over, with towers being relatively less tanky, with the game being faster tempo, BKBs being a bit more powerful. And, there are going to be a lot of these meme lineups, Pudge and Techies. All of a sudden, you put a hero like Dazzle into the mix, it becomes a little bit scary.
Yes, especially the way that Mituma with the mid Dazzle. The other thing to kind of highlight, makes Techies kind of relevant at the moment. With the map changes, especially if you're going aggressive on the Dire side in that top lane, there's so many mining places and no one knows what's safe and what's not anymore.
Yeah, the first couple series we cast together in these qualifiers, I mean, there were some unironic Techies bans against Zayats, right, of No Pangolier, and that happened because he's a guy that just, when a new patch comes out like this and map changes, he just spams Techies and spams them in practice lobbies for a little while. And because you don't know the map, and because that's one of the big things that they did in this patch, there are now more choke points. So Techies, he can't necessarily just mine up a single choke point just like he used to after the reworks, but he can establish control of a lot of these points around the map.
That's kind of an interesting thing. We're seeing the Techies kind of sneak through. We still
baby.
Whoa, okay. There's the Invoker.
I mean, thank you. Kuro knows me. I mean, I love you, buddy. The Miracle Invoker. This is what I always want to see. For my money, he is the best spellcasting player that we've ever seen in the professional game. All respect to Dendy, all respect to what Ice was able to do, revolutionizing this hero. But Miracle, and no one has vaulted up in that conversation. By the way, I give no one a lot of credit for pioneering this new sort of 2-2-2 build and variants where you're using your full complement of spells on this hero a lot earlier. But Miracle, I just have never seen anybody use all 10 spells on this hero with the degree of effectiveness that he does consistently.
The interesting thing to look at is going to be how this impacts Dazzle role on the team. Will it be a core Dazzle still? Because we saw it come into great effect in Team Liquid's last Dazzle run. But the difference there was that you get this solo XP, so you were ramping up very quickly compared to having to share that out. I guess you could argue Techies maybe isn't going to be too present in lane, so you get a lot, but then you're left alone.
Yeah, I think this is. I don't think this can be a core Dazzle because I think you need some physical damage core, right? I mean, this patch, the meta was already going in this direction, toward the tail end of 719, saw it in TI, but this is still a very physical damage meta, and I don't think you can run something like single core Invoker, especially on the other side when Team Secret is just going to eat towers with this lineup. This is ridiculous. It's Mimi. Like, you can even be stupid and pick Drow here if you really wanted to.
There's Mimi and then there's Suicidal. All right, I don't think they want to be. They don't want to be accused of throwing the game out. I'm pretty sure if you pick the new Drow, you're going to be accused at that point.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It honestly is pretty bad.
If you want to sneak it through, you could go Luna.
A bunch of people when the new patch came out were like, oh, Drow OD might be a thing because it's now attack speed and you get the orb. And OD has the worst winning percentage, not only in Dota, but also in Artifact, so that's kind of not a thing.
Can't win in any game.
That hero is garbage right now.
So interestingly enough, that you mentioned OD, the Luna would be better in combination with that if you're doing it in your pub games, folks. But if you really wanted to go super push, it would mean something like a Lycan mid or off lane, but this guy can sustain. It's a little bit different, but instead they'll go for the Sproinkinator. And, okay, Bristle coming out.
No hesitation. Well, there's your physical damage core, and honestly, now you could run the Dazzle in either core position. Now you could run the Dazzle, and they are going to. They're going to run the Dazzle as a probably a safe lane.
Wait. There's a lot to talk about here. We've got GH Invoker, Miracle Techies,
oh my God,
Mind Control Pudge, Matuma Man Dazzle, and Kuroki is going to be on the Bristle back.
I love it. All right, this is a throwback. We're gonna have some fun here. And by the way, Zai is most people probably already know this. Zai is a sick Enchantress. He is absolutely disgusting on this hero. His laning phase is just tremendously strong. I've always loved his builds. He was one of the first guys to go into these very heavy stat builds on the Enchantress, but he's a problem on the hero.
Most definitely. I just feel like Puppy sitting like, all right, so you take this hero, you take that hero, and then someone, Mr. Pupan, have you looked at what your opponents are doing right now? He just looks up. Alrighty then, Liquid are doing something different,
and you can't swap anymore, right? So I mean, this is not going to be GH to the Techies and Miracle Invoker. This is what we're going to see, boys.
No, this is locked in. Well, as a result of that, we know the heroes, we know the players are going to be on, and we know how this series plays out. It's already going to open with a very entertaining start as we get underway in game 1. Well, Zai's already just kind of proclaiming here. He's like, well, our job makes sense. We've got our heroes. You see us on all the time. Liquid, game ball, play.
Let's see, what are our lanes going to be here? They are going to, I mean, Invoker mid is the one thing that we're pretty sure we're going to see.
It's looking that way. But actually, if you look at those starting items, you've got GH with a null, you've got Matuma Man with a null, you've got Miracle with a null,
Everybody gets a no. I mean, the stat items are just so good now. And everybody's faring regen with the courier anyway. The only thing is, you know, we saw MNT have a little bit of trouble on his Skyrath starting when they lost him yesterday because he wasn't coordinating the early courier usage. You do have to be ready to ferry out that reach. But we're gonna mix it up here.
Yeah, look at this.
So already into the jungle.
They went super aggressive. Oh yeah. Oh, jump back as well. The blast off on point. Yapsel gets baited in perfectly.
Let's be real. All of us would be tipping if we could right now. Come on, chat.
How often do you see something? I mean, secret. They see this draft. They knew they had to get kind of sight on what's happening in the mid lane, and then they thought, well, actually, our composition makes it a lot easier to find kills. Let's get aggressive. But as a result, oof.
And I don't even think you mind. I don't even think you mind having level 1 hook as mind control when you're playing with the techies anyway.
I think it's fine. Like, it used to be you get level 1 hook, then they did, of course, nerf it. The problem with Raw is how do you use it effectively? It's like you can use it to assist a little bit with CSing, but that's about it. It's not like you can run people down because the hero already moves too slow. I
mean, this is your classic core support dual mid, right?
Of course.
I love it.
GH, it's going to be chased off here. Mid want to do a decent amount of damage. So we got a 2-on-2 in the mid lane. They should transition to the top eventually.
And GH, I mean, the roaming invoker. Sure, of course.
Used to be a thing. You remember when this
used to be a thing? God.
Do you remember when it first got changed and Coldstat's like, oh crap, this spell's insane when you can invoke at level 1? They're like, okay.
That was never.
Well, the Chinese teams believed in it for like a week and then realized it's still better as a core.
We're talking about a week.
Absolutely.
We're gonna set up to run a. We're gonna set up to run a play on Zai down here too.
Maybe they get him low. Miracle. He can wiggle his little booty and go for this whenever he wants. But there you go. The healing comes out.
There's the bait. There's the bait. Oh no, GH backed off. Oh man, Miracle had him baited in.
GH just kind of right now is just wandering back and forth, not really committing to a lane. And this is a hero that doesn't want to be behind in terms of XP, so he's gonna have to get involved somewhere soon. Is it the mid is the question though. Oh, you did just see the Grave Chill used by mid one. If he steps up to about here, you can get him, but I don't see him falling for this.
Yeah, I thought we'd see a little bit more in the. Are you gonna see some action around the 2-minute pop?
Timberman, Grave Chill slow.
R4, but this is a hard gank.
Yeah, especially with Terra level. And look at this turn around the mid one. The cold snap comes out. They're going to move forward. They don't have the poison touch anymore, but there's a lot of damage. GH tanking the tower. They can't do enough. Oh no, they get him. He actually takes out in the end, but Timberman gets the kill. GH will get clipped by Illuminate, but mind control. Oh no, that 2-minute rune we talked about.
Wow, that's 2 points of shadow poison. I did not think he quite had that up, and that.
Reasonable.
MC is just sitting there.
He's like, which one do you want, Huss? Which one are we going for?
He's just memeing it up, man.
Oh, there we go. Puppy's the target. He was waiting for the level 2. And now they can easily find it. The hook. He says bonus kill over here, folks. Let's go. Mid one gets caught as well, but Timberman tanking up. Fairy fire. He goes down afterwards. Mid one will fall next, and mind control does go down to the tower. And it's turning into a party in the mid lane, folks.
Oh, man. You don't go quad mid. No big deal.
We're not quite at that point. Meanwhile, in the top lane, everything is quiet for these two. Nisha and Kuroki just doing whatever they want. Just hitting creeps. There's no one who really dies here.
Kuro's like, hey, man. When we first made Secret, I was the carry, all right? I just want to hit creeps. Get out of my lane.
It's like they were thinking back to the good old days, and he remembered them, and then he just picks this, and everyone's like, I don't want to play Bristle this game. So I was like, I don't want to play Bristle.
I mean, he was arguably the best carry in Dota for a while. At least looked like that team.
No, it's definitely some infamous heroes for him as well. Chaos Knight was a speciality. If they drafted it, he would still sometimes take it. More recently for Liquid.
The ward spots out the GH rotation. GH is going to
Zai
vision there.
Zai's gone.
I mean, you're tanky, dude, but Untouchable's not really going to help you here.
This is where people are going to start thinking Enchantress counter as techies. I know a few people will try and justify now whether it's Slack's part or someone else. Mind control. The runes, really? Pudge runes all the time. He's going to move straight on the mid one here. Magic Missile comes out, but they can just run him down. And Control just moving through. There it is. They can go for more if they want. Puppy being slow. Mind Control just teasing him. Well, this aggression in the mid lane is all but crippled mid one. We have seen him come back from worse starts on a Visage just yesterday. In fact, man. Oh, the hook away.
The save.
Liquid so, shall we say, secretized, organized rather, the way that they kind of cover each other, drag each other away on such low HP each time we see them engage like this.
And it's a nice play because Matumbaman's 2-0-2 and does not have a skill point save, so he could not have saved himself. Now, it's actually, I mean, it's funny, right? It's obviously mean, but Visage kind of hates his life right now because Rot just screws with his cloak, right?
No, absolutely. And the poison touch as well. There's so much that screws him over here.
Yeah, exactly. You get so many damage instances.
And they're so in and out so quickly on the side of Liquid. There's an XP advantage from Matumbaman already. He's almost level 5. Visage only hitting level 4 just now.
And by the way, Miracle is level 5. This is a level 5 techie. I mean,
it is. They're going to get rid of his mine as he tries to protect Mind Control. Mind Control is trying to move through. Magic Missile's going to be there. He turns around the blast off, gets to deny, gets the kill on the puppy. And no, Mind Control. He got to deny as well.
That was actually insane.
Secret get absolutely nothing out of that, and they invested a lot more than Liquid did in trying to get that. Be more mid.
He's crazy. He popped into the Illuminate. Wow. Mid one just he just hates his life right now.
The pain he is experiencing. At least Nisha's being left with devices, but the problem is you look at this, KuroKy is already starting to build a slight net worth lead.
This is crazy. Liquid's like, yeah, we're a Mimi lineup. Oh wait. no, actually this Dazzler hero is disgusting.
With the triple null.
He's 2 levels up.
He's out harassing 2-1 here. And occasionally GH shows up, but not often. There is a sentry downstairs spot.
6-minute Vanguard. This is actually kind of insane.
Because I'm looking at this as well. The thing is, GH, there it is. The sentry paying off. Can they finish it? No, he doesn't get out of range. They still see him just barely. The soul assumption did go on time. Mid one is going to get low. He shouldn't tick out, or will he? Oh, no, not like this. The tango's not enough.
Are you serious, Ice Frog?
He ran away at a decent point as well. He had like, what, almost 200 HP when he escaped?
Ladies and gentlemen.
The new Venomancer. And I think the other concern I'm looking out for Secret is not just this bloodbath that's favoring Liquid in the mid lane. It's also the fact that when your other part of your push lineup gets online, right? This Lycan, because the Bristleback's doing so well, wherever you go, he's going to mirror the movement.
Look at Yapster's items.
Wait, what's the Oh my god.
He's rushing.
Regen. Needs the regen. Oh, they're going to get the kill in his eye.
Oh, goodbye.
And while that's happening, they do get GH in the mid lane. So he starts to dive the tower. Puppy's going to get low from the poison touch, but it won't be enough to give him a touch of death. He'll be fine. He'll walk it off. But this is... Every time you think you find a game, like Liquid's finding a bigger one.
Standard 0-2 and 5 Invoker at 7:30. You know, this is a roaming Invoker. All right.
Die for my team. You know, hey, this is the next level strat, Alan. What happens is your opponents get very leveled, and then you start getting involved in these kills even more, and you catch up. You don't need to be in lane all the time. You just need a very strong Dazzle, very strong techies.
I'm like already racking my brain. I want to see this double coddle ult. I think that's actually going to be disgusting. I mean, we're gonna see it at like 12 minutes too. That's the thing.
Doesn't matter what Yaps was playing, he's playing the same game. Last time he was actually playing the hero itself, Enigma. So he didn't really need to put a big refresher to get that effect. But this time around...
I mean, this is a level behind Bristleback that is just like such a pain in the ass to dislike it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. With the Vanguard, like, what do you actually do to him now? You do nothing. He's just as annoying back. All the while, this mid lane, like you can see it, mid one immediately says, okay, I got 6, but I'm not pushing any towers with it, I'm just farming.
Oh,
no, top lane, KuroKy. Oh, he hasn't got the mana. He's gonna go Phoenician now. No. Oh, if he procs the quills, right now, he can't get it. Gonna turn around. KuroKy, the quills. Oh, so close. Isha will be fine though, and KuroKy will remember the importance of buying mangoes. I love what's happening in the mid lane.
Hasn't played that offlane role in a while.
Look at the mid lane right now. This is the XP recovery lane for the supports of Liquid because we just said mid one doesn't want to be there.
Mid one's not sure where on the map he wants to be. I mean, he's got his birds, but
you know, you miss
off on the hook by mind control.
You miss 100% of the hooks. You don't shoot, right? I'm gonna say shoot.
Wayne Gretzky. Come on, you're not Trent.
To be honest, let's be fair. He's not throwing them. It's more like he's shooting them the way they move, right? That doesn't, just doesn't make sense. It's not possible for hooks to go like that. Die?
Are you applying logic to Dota?
I try sometimes. I'm trying to help you do your job. Do you really want to get on the discussion of core techies? No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, no.
Please, back to the physics.
Forget those two words were ever said together.
Die. He needs to be careful. Look at Miracle's movement. That Booty's getting... What is that? Look at the trees! Look at the trees! Oh my god!
Oh my god! And I love that the greatest part about that is that they're desperately trying to cast each other at the end. Mind Control's trying to throw the hook there to get the last hit.
I don't think that was no, that was not Mind Control. That was Zai's trees, right? I believe that was all Zai's trees. He was the only one with that many slots free. He put himself in that scenario. Mind Control being chased onto here. Can he get the deny? No, not quite.
Ooh. That is the problem with the low armor of the Pudge there. You get absolutely chewed through by those birds. You feel tanky, but...
Oh, top lane.
Armor just so huge.
Gapsaw, he throws out the Will-O-Wisp. It's going to buy a little bit of time, but the Quills will finish him off. And that's a big ulti on a big cooldown. Raiding Corey went down though. Mid lane. Aggression coming in. They're trying to get the tower. Secret know they need to get the push going now because if they wait in a few more minutes, they will never be able to deal with Liquid.
Has fallen.
And yes, you need to get Kuroki here. Kuroki's the only one that can deal with this death wall.
Tower is under attack.
Instead, they're split pushing. Miracle. Go for that one.
Come on.
Oh, hook it.
Just trying to hit
They get Zai. Hit creeps, hit heroes. Makes more sense. So they forced the aggression away actually with that kill because it looked like Secret wanted to back off. They'd seen one of the TPs, but.
Okay, and this is good. They're going to bring Kuro up. They're going to farm this camp, and then they'll set up for a counter. All right, that's reasonable.
Well, they can actually get effective trades. I mean, you saw Miracle the entire time in the bot lane. He did take the tier 1 on his
Meanwhile,
lonesome.
we're set up for a little bit of clash in the jungle down here as Nisha is taking the stack, and someone's going to realize it.
He has got the shapeshift. Nisha's going to be forced to use it, though, and that's just to run away.
Right? Because I think Liquid's going to try and set for a counter push. He's running right up through the Liquid team.
Oh, no! That's not quite. He body blocked. He says you can have the troll summoner instead.
He finds a DD rune because, of course. What other rune would there be?
I mean, he can't do anything but farm with it, though. It's not like he's going to run into the Roach pit.
He's not going to run into the Roach pit.
Things could be more disgusting, Alan, all right? I know I'm saying that in a game that has
Dota,
techies.
It could always be worse.
Speaking of that techies, Miracle, because he did that tier 1, this just opens up Farm Central, and he wants to make sure Secret can never farm there. Top lane, GH. Have you heard of detection? Maybe if you weren't just rushing a refresher, you'd have a few sentries or dust. Oh, the pings come out. They're going to turn around. Zai slows down with the Ghost Walk. The hook across gets him. Yeah, Howl will not change that outcome at all, Mr. Lycan. And the Absol just going to try and... because he knows what's going to happen this tower. Well, he doesn't realize what's going to happen to him. EMP is going to be dropped. The cold snap's there as well. And that is a very dead keeper of the light. The hook. Why are you TPing him? Puppy with the swap away. It's going to be close. They're going to run him down. And GH, the tornado up. Going to actually escape from Isha. Puppy won't be so lucky to escape from the 2 from Liquid, though. Bud's coming in. Mind Control says, not again. I have no armor. Not like this. Can he get the deny? No. He won't get it.
Wolves might not need armor, son, but you do. Look at Miracle, though, happily farming her way down here. You were saying this. He's controlling such a wide area of the map.
This is...
And Nisha, look at that. That's Nisha's like, guys, come on. Look at what's being done to me here.
Please, I can never... There's too many ramps. Well, this is the difference between watching like an FNG techies and watching core techies, right? FNG, famous for playing around his own jungle area, whereas an aggressive POS1 techies, he's going to be playing in his opponent's jungle. There you go. That's some deep techies analysis for you.
Yapsor is level 9 at 14 minutes and is 1k off his refresher. Oh,
and then he's
never stopped being you, man.
Then into the Octarine afterwards, of course.
Oh, of course.
It's just
Our support Poker is buying a Midas because why would you not?
I mean, you know, this is a more active call. You know, you get the Ags. Usually it's just screw it. You can make sure you don't die. With the Will-O-Wisp, though, you're going to assure some kills.
No, but this is why MC's my boy here. He's got the 4 bracers. He's not playing around.
He understands. He wants the extra mag resistance with his passive. He's feeling pretty good. Oh, wait, no, they changed it, didn't they? Removed the passive. Oh, hook. Die. Again. Every time. Have you seen an Enchantress pummel so hard now? Speaking of those wolves, here they come in. Oh, Tornado. Look at the lineup. Puppy calls one mind control. He can't get the deny again, but Puppy's going to go down. The Will-O-Wisp gets dropped. Hiroki can't get the calls out now. The mid-one is dead. Matuma-man, the grave on him. They're still going to chase through. Nisha, he wants his kill, and Matuma-man knows he's gone. It's all up to Hiroki, but this is where the kiting comes in, because Bristleback's effective at this stage, but not when his whole team is dead.
Well, I mean, you say that. I don't know that they have the material to kill him here.
Well, they can't kill him.
GH
but they can
is going to re-engage on the backside.
Yeah, you see GH coming back in. Of course, he couldn't do more than what he did because of the cooldowns on his abilities. All the while, Miracle doesn't get involved. It's the typical tech experience. GH, dust reveal.
Okay, and Zai finally carried his detection.
And now Hiroki.
Gotten tired of that.
Hiroki's all alone now. Right. But he has found Yap, so he says, whoa, 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 you want a refresher? I'm going to slow that down a little bit. Come back here.
I don't think they can deal with this without Shake.
They can't. If Zai continues, Hiroki can just turn around with the quills. Oh, the hook! Mind control!
You've got to be kidding.
He finds him again. Turns out,
that was
Mind Control really, really likes his deer extra rare. Just, you don't even have to stick it in the oven. Just carve it up.
Venison, baby.
Or Bambi. Have you actually seen?
Like, you know, Bambi's mother dies at the end. I'm the reason.
Oof. Now we just need like a hunter cosmetic for a Pudge. And speaking of that Pudge, Nisha, other dismembers coming off cooldown, but does he want to do this?
That ward has done work for them, honestly.
Yep, they're chasing on Mind Control. Swap back's going to be there. They poke him up, slow him down. Tornado Fruit gets rid of the army, but it's going to come back. Hook through. He says, Yapto, you come with me down. The shallow grave. Mind Control is still alive. But Timmerman in a little bit of trouble, though, because he used that shallow grave. He'll fall instead. And Mind Control, can he? No, he doesn't actually go for the deny. He just tries to walk away, and Nisha slaps him down.
Yeah, that's where Timmerman forgot for a moment that he was a core dazzle, because
he's like,
you don't want to use that grave on your Pudge there.
He's like, oh, wait.
He can suicide, buddy.
Oh, dear. For a while, like, you look at what they're doing in the mid lane, and you go, oh, wow, Secret is striking back. But all times, you look at the top and the bot. And while he's not there now, the techies usually is he did actually get killed.
But Kuro's a problem. He's got Vanguard Radiance in 17 minutes on this Bristleback.
This is where you're going to see an announcement from Kuro saying, I'm going to be playing POS free, at least, at the major, because I got a taste of gold and I'm sick of not having it. Look at this push once again. Kuro's just straight there. How do you kill him now? It's impossible. The missed chances as well. You can try and go for the towers, but
he's just going to walk his Bristle right into the middle of this summon stack, and he just doesn't care.
The thing is, right now, they are being reactive, and that's good for Liquid because it stops these pushes that Secret desperately need. But you want to see this Bristle able to just shut down a lane and take towers.
But look at how sad Nisha is. He just like walked in, he just walked into his own jungle and found one creep on like 10% HP in each camp and is like, oh.
Oh, we're doing this now, aren't we?
I was gonna TP to farm my own jungle. That's like BM from Kuro.
It's one of those things I've heard people go, why don't you just do this? Like, well, because you're not getting the gold yourself. But yeah, BM value more than anything. I'll take Groki. Nah, he doesn't. He can't get the Korra. It was very close to him though. That is the Hyperstone coming out.
MC is maneuvering here, but does not.
What's the target?
Back up quite yet. GH is coming in.
Yapsor is very deep here. GH moving across. Tornado through. The EMP's there. Oh, he's got the cold snap at the ready. Yapsor's going to be found, but this is a fast old man on a horse. Oh, Mind Control. Just blind hook right now. Oh, so close.
Oh, that was actually so close.
So, have you ever done horse riding, Alan?
Shut up. I knew you were going to go there.
Like, can we get, I was just thinking, we could, like, get you a skin in the game or something. That'd be pretty cool.
I have ridden a horse.
All right, so we need to get the keeper of the stats. The keeper of the stats.
There's already a Kalo guy. That is
You're
not my thing.
Kuroki. Oh, they're getting him low here. The back foot, they're going for a kill on Nisha. They might be able to get him, but Kuroki, he's still alive. Not for long, though. Magic Missile, he'll go down. And wait, they didn't even get Nisha. He escaped. Gonna go for a different one, though. Zai gonna get low. There's gonna be the business drop down the refresh. It's up for Yapso now. I can draw a lot of trouble. And look at this Matumba, man. He won't even get a chance to grave. Ruining the spot. And he keeps turning around to look at those very entrancing balls.
Refresher coddle, guys. It's a thing.
Before 20 minutes as well. And they are going to walk into the pit.
He knows he's screwing with my stats. It's an all-time Pro Dota 2 record, guys.
Do you feel like you're sitting here going, I think that wouldn't be the timing. I don't think they've ruined my stats if there wasn't a techies that doesn't do anything.
I don't care. It's fun as hell.
It's just, I'm just watching Miracle every time. It's like, you go and get involved in the fights, buddy? He's like, nah, eventually I'll just take that base casually.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, didn't even get the rune. That's a sad yappy. Oh, look at Arcane Rune for Miracle as well. Mind Control is so nice. What a generous fella.
Wow.
So where's Kuroki going next is what I want to know. What is the next item he is targeting?
He's probably finished Crimson. Like, Crimson is actually disgusting.
Most definitely. But I know Mind Control would appreciate it. He's probably like, please, El Capitan, please.
If he were trying a little harder in this game, he probably finishes Crimson before, because he probably doesn't die in that last little spat behind the tier 2 if he's got Crimson Guard. That damage block is just so sick against these.
PH has been found. How's he gonna escape this? He doesn't want it. He says, Miracle's here, let's go in. The blast off, but there's a Shadow Blade. A Shadow Blade from the Enchantress. They're gonna chase on the Miracle here. He's reared up. He's already used the Yules. He's got no escape plan. And they thought they were doing something cute there. Turns out they were the ones being tricked. As mid one, well, he's started to look like he's in this game for the last few minutes, which is impressive considering that rough lane.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. This Visage is actually decently farmed with the Atos there to go on top of the value items, the Vlads and the Medallion Courage. Early Vlads in this pack is a thing. I've seen now 5 different heroes rush this item. Armor is substantially more valuable.
Uh-oh. Kuroki's been found. Ignis is going to go down. And this Gristle is feeling tanky. Like you mentioned that Crimson Guard before he had it, but I don't think he didn't even activate it.
He just bought it in. And the other thing is, you've got to talk about the potential of the Ignis to change the orientation of the Bristle Back. So that passive doesn't do nearly as much. It's kind of like a mini duel in that respect.
Oh, you're right. And Matumba Man goes down as well. He had the Shallow Grave, but he knew he couldn't use it because the Centaur was on him all times, courtesy of the Lycan. Tornado through just to make sure Mind Control doesn't join his 2 cores in the grave. But this is looking rough. Liquid things have started to turn around. GH and go Invis, but they see everything.
Yeah, this is and Miracle meanwhile just kind of happily farming away. He's like, I'm almost got my eggs, guys, no worries.
I think they're gonna sit down after this and goes, well, the techies was a nice idea. It wasn't too bad to start off with, but
okay,
kind of hasn't done anything for the last 5 or so minutes.
No, I mean, come on, the beginning and end of their team discussion after this match is gonna be lol. You know, this is right up there with those Miracle Bounty Hunter games. They're having fun.
Nisha needs a shapeshift, which meant the Mind Control's hook did not connect. They'll take this tier 2. Assault high ground will be the interesting part. Oh, swap. Look who they go. Crystal and Kuroki pretty deep. No Crimson Guard coming out still. This stun lock is too much, and they don't die. Matumba Man, he's going to be fine here. The Tornado comes through. Liking the shapeshift has actually ended. The cold snap's going to be the swap out. Matumba Man, he's outside his base now. He's rooted up the spot. Shallow Grave's going to be the end time. Puppy will go down at least. But now Mind Control is going to melt through him, and they'll turn around for the dazzle afterwards. And suddenly, they are in your base.
Yeah. And this is...
Don't worry.
This is Secret's lineup saying, all right, we're tired of dealing with this crap.
Don't worry, though. Look at Miracle.
Miracle's still playing PvE. I mean,
he's going to cut the wave, but they're going to cut right through your heroes. Mind Control, he just fought back for this, and he's going to go down again.
MC.
Who do you hook? Who do you hook? There you go, straight for the throws. They go, surely Miracle has to turn up to get involved at some point in this
guys,
game.
I cut the wave. We're fine.
Oh no, not the Ignis. It's 2 down. Will-O-Wisp, he arrives and he didn't want it because now he can't even get the blast off. He's going to be stuck here. They get 1, they get 2. The buyback comes down from GH. It's all on Bristleback, but your throne's about to fall. Here you go, Kuroki. How many quills do you get out? Not many when they don't attack you. And it looks like Secret are going to be taking game 1.
It's funny, right? We always talk about how things in Proto work differently, but this is exactly the techies that I see in my fight.
Well, it was definitely an interesting experience. Honestly, yeah, we know they're having a laugh. Like you said,
Team Secrets, turn
Radiant
to
team
pick.
banned.
Secret Cyborg Matt against Liquid and Haas, but I think it's probably better we ended up this way.
Are you sure? Because there's a Gyro IO in the game. I'm not sure I agree with your statement.
Well, I mean, it's so, you know, last game it was kind of a serious draft by Secret against the meme draft by Liquid.
Giant.
And I'm not even saying, you know, that Pudge was pretty good in the last game. I wanted to say GH, but it was mind control on the Pudge, but he looked pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure we're going to see support Invoker anytime soon, but
maybe support Morphling. That might, hey, you never know. Secret might just be about to surprise us. Nisha roaming Morphling. Let's go.
Giant team banned.
yeah, Morphling has actually looked terrible so far in Patch. His numbers are not good.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. If there's any guy that can pull this hero off right now, though, it is Nisha. It's one of his signatures, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy as ballsy as him when it comes to like the morphing. When you watch him in the mid lane, just back and forth toggling, just the right numbers. He's so precise.
Well, he's also just he's just a very efficient player, and he exploits the mobility skills on to their utmost. Very, very good at, when you're talking about playing that mid lane position, dipping back in the jungle, coming back for the waves, while still being aware of and protecting himself against the game. He's just a very, very talented young player, and you know, I like his progression so far with Secret as a team. Now, it's got to be said, we were saying the same thing about Ace at this point in the last season, and they kind of hit a wall. So I think this next month or so is just super important for Secret maintaining themselves on that trajectory that they're on.
Absolutely, definitely lining up to be the discovery of the season so far. But as you said, same with Ace last season, and the way that went is in the second half, it kind of was a bit of a Debbie Downer. They had some good stand-up
performances. That's not on him either. It's not on him. I think the whole team just hit a wall. Gyro Wisp, by the way, you know, this is still a thing. Everybody probably knows this by now, but if anything, yeah, I like the potential of the Gyro with 3 Wraith bands and you build yourself a BKB, and all of a sudden, you know, that BKB, a lot of the mitigation that you used to rely on, auras, attack speed slows, you know, there were 36 different abilities that used to pierce spell immunity, and now in 7.20 do not. And that's a very big deal in terms of a hero like Gyro that can build one mid-tier damage item and a BKB, and he really feels online at that 20-25 minute window.
There's nothing to highlight here, which is the way that Io interacts with these Agi carries. Because of the difference between Agis and non-Agis, and because he takes the movement speed of the hero he tethers, he's going to be even more elusive than he used to be.
Radiant team bad.
Spirit Breaker coming out for the side of Secret. Enigma as well. Probably going to see the typical Yapsor experience at the moment, which was last time he played Enigma, jungle for 20 minutes. And, well, when he played at Cole last game, jungle for 20 minutes. Well, not even 20. But we'll probably see that again.
Well, there's just this OD, man, has looked so bad in this patch. It's an interesting concept draft here by Secret, because you've got two extremely aggressive roaming supports. You're going to have some behind that 3 position Enigma, and
oh, Brood Mama.
That's so dirty.
Yeah, this is really good against the OD, because I think looking at what Secret do here, it's not just because of the lane, it's the way they want to play it, because Yapsor's probably giving in jungle a lot, so he could be stacking the camps or mid one, because OD, because of the splash, he's really good at taking camps now. So,
and by the way, look at who's playing. This is not what I thought we would see. This is a Kuro OD. This is a Kuro Underlord.
Yes.
And I'm not sure whether they're just going to keep the roles from the previous game, but yeah.
It's definitely not a hero that can be super effective as support, because the biggest issue, well, the biggest issue that Underlord has is a low base movement speed, so he's going to get less out of the boots and the windlace, whereas he's going to be against heroes that do move relatively fast, especially the Morphling and the Spirit Breaker.
Right. And it's just, I mean, the way Underlord works as a hero in the pro game, he needs to have that Pipe Crimson online by 25-ish minutes. It's what allows him to be in the middle of the fights, cleaning up these enemy heroes. You know, if he doesn't have those damage mitigation items, he is a strength hero, not much in the way of armor. He just goes down before that aura and that firestorm damage over time can really start to build up.
Everything's accelerated. You say 25 minutes, you probably mean 20.
Yeah, that's a fair point in this patch, and it's not only are the average match duration shorter, but it's just those objectives fall once you see a one fighter on either side.
All right, you cut a little bit, Alan. We caught what you said, but let's just restart the call because we've got to do it right at the start.
Prepare for battle.
All right, let's get Alan back in. I know you want to hear his numbers, his words, his wise old voice. All right, there we go.
Very good. Let's try this again.
Wonderful. Much better. So it's going to be interesting to see the way this is played. A Matuma Man, now he's this type of guy. The way that Liquid usually plays this is you draft the early, the Brood Mother, instead of late. But this is I'm going to be up in your face. And with the new layout to the jungle, it's going to be interesting, very interesting to see how he plays around this mid lane. Because it used to be, if you were winning your lane, you preferred to be on Radiant side because you got behind the tower and just absorbed this entire area.
Right. Now, I think the rotations are a little different, but I think with the addition of the extra high ground, I think Brood is going to be very, very well protected as that area.
Well, that's the thing. That's the fallback, right? You want to be in the Radiant, not in the Dire. That's the thing I'm thinking.
Well, I think you can do both. That's the thing. I think on both sides of the river, right? I think it's going to be, you can basically, as Brood, I think if you do it right, you can control a lot of the right side of the map from pretty early on. As long as your two offlaners are doing well, I think you can bring a lot of pressure.
I think you're right. When I'm looking at it as well, because of the way that the jungle's laid out now, it kind of makes it easier for Brood to transition to the tier 2 in the bot. Oh, Mind Control got hooked in here. Give me a lot of damage to the bashes. Poppy says there's trust in RNG. They won't be able to kill him, but they do a lot of damage to the Sand King.
Oops, was that me?
However, they didn't get the runes, so it's going to be 2 apiece.
He's got a decent amount. They should be okay.
Okay, I was a bit concerned.
Pearl's a little light.
That was weird. I was like, wait, they forgot about the top bounty rune. The map UI is showing bounty rune still there. Did he get? No, because the Pudge's bot. Where did it get hooked? They didn't get hooked. All right. Anyway, moving on. We are merely a crowd-funded game. So, where should we start? Should we look at this mid lane and how this is likely to play out?
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty tough on the OD. He should be able to do okay the first couple ways, just to do what you just saw, banish the brood and own the range creep. Getting that off to a good start.
It's how it accelerates as it goes on, though.
The brood still takes over if his micro is good, though.
Yeah, especially with the XP. In fairness, though, OD, because he now has that slash damage on his Arcane Orb, he can actually get rid of the spiders relatively effectively.
That's true. That's true. Whereas before, you really only had to worry about dodging the damage from the Astral. He does have a built-in splash now. Good point.
I'm intrigued to see how that's actually going to play out now, because I think this is the first time we've cast OD. I haven't seen really any of it so far in the games I've seen professionally.
Yeah, it's certainly the first time that I've seen this lane patch.
It's only so often you can draft a Broodmother, but you know, if you watch enough Liquid games, it tends to appear a lot, very regularly.
And mid one's crushing, by the way.
He is 11-4, and then look at Matumba Man 2-0. Look at the pain he feels.
I mean, I expected the first couple waves to be advantage OD, but I don't necessarily know that I expected it to be this bad.
Pudge?
Yeah, he's...
They got him? Yes, they have. His eye's going to go down.
Oh.
I kind of like what they've done here, actually, with this, because they know that they're going to be up against melee cores, so you have Firestorm plus Sandstorm. You actually can't approach the wave.
Yeah, those are pretty mana intensive, and so you're gonna see them have to figure out a regen solution.
Maybe it's
time here, but I mean, yeah, look at this.
Oh,
that
no.
zero armor on the Pudge, man. He takes so much damage just from right clicks.
They decided against trying to go for the Firestorm. This is a little bit too tanky. But I think what I'm feeling might happen here is, are we going to approach the secret logic to supports and offlaners? Just share the farm, get soul rings on both, then spam spells. I mean, Mango's going to do it for a bit.
I mean, you know, the thing about it is, I'm not sure that it's going to end up being relevant in the bottom lane, because I think you got to do something about this mid lane here.
Absolutely. Oh,
no,
that's
nice
I can't get it. He almost got it, but the melee creep got in the way.
He had it.
This is the frustration of Dota, right, folks? Everyone's like, you know, oh yeah, it's 5-on-5. No, it's not. You have to count the creeps because they're always working against you.
Yep.
And I think you're right about this mid lane as well. The thing that I like observing mid one early on is when you saw him aggressing, he made sure he never used too many arcane orbs that he went below half mana, so that if he does get jumped by the spider army, he does enough damage still to just get rid of them.
Yep, it's about safety. It's also about just controlling the RNG just a little bit, getting those auras procs.
Well, here's the good thing for Matumba Man, because he's on the dire side, he has easy access to that jungle.
That's old OD. I'm going to do that like a million times.
So I went in a pub.
I'm going to do that a million times, being like, what's happening to his mana?
Yeah, I went into a pub and I done this as well. Like, my thing is, I'd forgotten the changing on Arcane Orb. So I was like, why am I doing no damage? And I was like, more mana you've got, more damage you do. As in, more mana left in the pool.
EH is going to be able to tether away, but taking a lot of damage from these. Nishan's got to be a little bit careful here. That's a holy missile.
It won't reload. Are they going to kill? Ooh, that's close.
That is close.
He'll be fine, though. The missile wasn't close enough to interrupt the TP. He'll make his escape. They almost had enough damage there, actually. They just had the balls at the ready. Sadly, GH did not have time to get them out.
As it goes, though, that's decently efficient because it buys the Absorb at a time to be able to farm both these games. Nisha's going to be back in lane. He might miss one.
He'll be fine about it, though, because at this rate, this mid game is all in the hands of mid one, who is building a sizable lead.
It's going to be interesting, right? Because at some point, mid one is going to need to contest the jungle, and that's where he's going to open himself.
Absolutely.
Because Matumbaman is saying, all right, fine, you know, you're giving me a hard time in lane, but I can farm incredibly efficiently and safely here.
And also, if you bring the right heroes, you can kill mid one pretty easily. For example, Sand King.
Absolutely, and the big thing in that calculus that you need to talk about is that mid one can't really take his tower when he goes and does this. That's one of the big weaknesses of OD as a hero. You know, OD can farm the lane fine, but he can't really put tower damage on. Only the top jump Niche is going to go down.
Yapzor as well in return. Now Nisha's here alone. Easy to get.
This is the money matchup here. Nisha.
He'll be out of waveform away. He saves more than enough mana. Miracle will try and farm up the Eidolons though as GH arrives again. And double value gain because there is of course creep camp in.
Yeah, Nisha farming, falling behind in levels here. He's just hitting level 4 here, and that's the second time that he's had to back off to regen. This time he's able to use the shrine instead of the base.
And another big deal in that is that Miracle has just hit level 6. So with a little bit of mana, the cooldowns can come out. They can find kills. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, kills might happen here. Mind control. This is going to be charging him Xylon HP, but he doesn't care. Mid one arrives with the rotation off the back of the DD, and they find the core kill they were looking for.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Mid one really has to do that because he can't. And this is why I hate this. I'll never pick this hero because he's just no threat to your tower, right? I mean, the Brood can do whatever he wants, but you have to be able to find something to make plays happen.
He's trying that right now. They see the Timberman.
Shrine, this is
huge. They can do it with the DD though. Can they keep vision long enough? No, they cannot. Close, but no cigar.
Oh.
He might have got that with Sanity's clips. No, he wouldn't have. It's only 2 points in the Arcane Orb.
And it's that's actually sort of nice timing, right? They recognize that they'd probably gone and shrine up and activated the shrine early on, so they don't have to worry about fighting on an active shrine.
While that's happening, there's action everywhere else. As Zai falls, and then in reflection, Yapzor falls in the top lane to the combination of the Eye of Gyre. So a lot of blood being spilt in different lanes. And the focus, no matter what you look at, always comes back to this mid lane for Secret. It's like I said, mid one, what can he do? You know, this isn't his typical Monkey King where he can be this type of hero that needs to go and find kills all the time but can do it quickly. He has to casually walk over.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that he's had such a huge advantage in the mid lane, but you know, the net impact of all of that for Secret has been one bottom lane rotation that gets a not so important kill.
It will be interesting though because Liquid will eventually want
Death
Death
hook on Miracle top here, but he's going to be fine.
Instead, Niche is being pressured pretty hard here. As is the constant story at the moment by the looks of it. Timberman, he is just going to sit in the jungle as long as possible. He's going to go for the diffusal first, which is a sure shout against mid one, but there is a concerning item built on OD. And while that's happening, Zai in the top lane. He'll hook through, but it won't matter. He'll be able to find him. Niche trying to farm against this. Low on HP, gets stunned up, but does get the strength pull off time. Look at this, the rotation pumped me. He says, you want to be under the tier 2s? Fine, I'll leave you there. Miracle goes down, Science Eclipse to ensure it. GH trying to escape, but there's the Malphus. He isn't getting out here alive either. If you go with a gyro, you die with a gyro.
Yeah, that was really cute positioning by Nisha there as he backs off and he uses his adaptive strike to push Miracle toward his own tier tower, knowing that the backup there is coming in from the Spirit Breaker. It's just a really minor little sidestep there, but it's heady position.
Speaking of the Spirit Breaker,
he's not done.
Yep, he times the charge. Kuroki gets hooked back down to half HP already. The turnaround's going to be there. They're charging off the epicenter. Zai's already used the hook and he's not level 6. They're going to keep on chasing. They should have the damage to actually finish this off, but they don't have any one charge on Kuroki. The charge through Poppy, they're saving the day time and time again as Zai runs for his life. He just throw out the hook. He knows he's gone now, and they're just going to TP away. Kuroki says, thank you very much. See you later, former Master Poopa.
Uber is here.
Good old Uberlord. This is a true power of Underlord support. You just have to do that right. Nothing else matters.
All right, and mid one is finally setting up to damage a little bit this tier 1 tower, but then right on schedule, the Underlord TP's in, and that's one of the huge powers of Underlord. He is just such a fearsome defender of these tier 1 towers.
That's the thing. We used to see him as a core, and we often, when we see an Underlord, we'd see Rubik as a counter pick because he just steals the Firestorm, gets a lot of gold. This is a support having Firestorm. It's like no matter whether it's a Rubik or the actual Underlord itself, he's going to find gold, he's going to find XP, and he's going to shove well, but he might get shoved onto pretty hard here by mid one. Battling no Science Eclipse though, so he'll just steal a little bit of it and back away.
Well, it's funny, right? Because it is technically a support Underlord, but you look at what he's getting from the 2 bracers. You look at the 16 strength and 12% magic resistance that he's getting from the 2 bracers. He's decently tanky. That's 1500 HP.
It should, however, be pointed out that no matter how much magic resistance he does build, the biggest threat is always going to be mid one because, of course, that Arcane Orb, it did get changed, but the pure damage element is still the same.
Absolutely.
The thing to be concerned about is, well, build what you want. The BKB is going to be the important thing, which Gyro will eventually get. It should be, yep, drums first. And actually, who's that? Who's got... Is that the completed diffusal? I think Matumban's close, but not completed yet. Yeah, he still needs to get the robe of the Magi. Where's this Corey go? All right. That's... Going to their secret shop is brave when you know that there's an Enigma in that jungle all the time. But it'll be fine.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's why OD's so bad. They screwed up the map. Level 4 Arcane Orb, there's no way it should cost them.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And now look at this. Speaking to the man himself, the Science Club team, Nub and Puppy interrupted on the charge by the pit. And actually, they can take your tier 1 now. And I don't see any reason why they don't necessarily, but they're reluctant to commit. They know there's no rush for them. They do have the Gyro IO combo. Yes, you're up against an Enigma, but the way this plays out is there's going to be too many targets for Secret to focus on at this rate.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's especially when the OD's down. Enigma. Oof.
He needs the
this is not the level of farm that we're used to seeing from Yapzor. I mean, Arcane's raindrop. Ouch.
He had to. He felt pressured very early. And Zai, the prowl here. They used to scan.
Secret should try to contest here. They know. Oh. All right, no.
Wow, no, that is beautiful. GH. See what he done there? We'll go to the moment because in the meantime, Underlord being jumped onto in the pit down again. Puppy can never charge. He'll give the Never Strike, bounces across the Miracle. No, the Black Hole. They're going to go on to it. Can they do enough here? Miracle's still alive because they didn't catch GH. He's going to fight back and find another kill before falling himself. And now he says, okay, who's my new target? Master Kuroki. Run them down with that bonus 100 damage and smash into the face of Yapzor.
Oh my god, Yapzor so close to being an all-time play there, but just a little bit too much outside of Liquid. They just have that level advantage, and with Midwood going down so early into the fight, yikes. And Nisha is just, he's dipped.
And it should be pointed out, not just because of what he done with the tether there. If it wasn't for what GH done at the start of that fight, that doesn't even end up in a scenario where Team Secret feel like that, because they can get a hook for it. He pulled the Ancient Camp out before leaving, and then Gyro left afterwards, which meant Zai had no valid hook target.
It's almost like Flak when you're talking about aircraft defending about missiles, or chaff, like, right, leave that behind you. Interfere with the hook.
Oh no, they turn around. Kuroki, he says you thought you were fighting me, but still fight you. They actually used the Astral Imprisonment to protect here, as Zai was getting alone, but the man going back in will be able to finish off the mid one. He has to keep on running. He's going to be chased on two. They're relocating. They're going to find him. OD, this is why your win rate is in the gutter right now. Maybe in another 20 minutes you hurt and you can sustain that mana, but right now, this is looking grim.
Well, there's just no way. I mean, you look at him and he had a great laning phase, but the thing, like, what, 200 mana, 8 orbs, and he's And that's just, and now that your damage actually decreases as your mana pool decreases, I just don't think the math works out on the hero.
Yeah, I think there will be some tweaks. You mentioned the 200 costs, especially on the Arcane Orb. That
I think level 4 Arcane needs to be like 150 at most. Or this hero is just going to. And the other, again, part of it is also just the inherent problem with the hero. Like, OD is not a hero that can just go contest the enemy jungle by himself when his lane opponent just pieces out. He can't pressure the top.
I think the thing to look at is he's a single target focused hero. He's like a worse Slark right now, but especially seeing as the buff Slark got, or Agi here has been stronger and the permanent gains of Agi from kills. Where do you don't easily snowball? Is it constant snowball, or you just fall off? Uh oh,
they're really pushing them themselves.
They feel desperate about this, and desperation is going to show here. Zai goes down mid one. He did actually activate the equilibrium, so he's going to have to turn around a second because they're going to turn around on him. The stun through is going to be the cooldown as well. They leave OD behind us in mid one. I ain't backing that play. Something for everyone indeed. It's Liquid. Just look at the money on their team right now. All of them are richer than 4 members of Secret. Now this rate will be 5. At this rate, I'm going to end up clicking the button to check if I've got the sort order between teams or individual.
A lot you can do.
It gets worse as well because look, Matumbaman, he's queued up the BKB now. You look at Gyrocopter, and he's gone for the Sanj and Yasha because he's not actually feeling threatened. But eventually, once he just doubles back to that BKB, Yapzor has to deliver everything to you.
And I mean, Nisha is just nowhere near being ready to come in and contribute to the game, and without that, you're left with an OD hero right now. The level down on thinking. Ugh.
Oof. Well, speaking of that Sand King himself, he does have that blink. He is gonna just... He's gonna grab you by the gonads. I think it's the way to kind of look at it. You can't be coy about this, especially seeing as your big black holes we were talking about. Well, Yapzor, he went for that blink dagger. This isn't a BKB first, so he can't just try and walk in.
I was just thinking about that. I think the argument for blink here is obvious, but I think the BKB might have been right just as a...
Mind control. Everything got channeled in time. No, they're going to try and turn around on me. It's so damn tanky. They're right now. The cooldown's coming in. They need him away. Static clips on the back foot for mid one. He's been found alone. The black hole from Astral. But the Astral's been used. OD's not there to do the damage. Kuroki's going to live long enough. They'll turn around the mid one as well. They'll finally drop the Underlord, but they pay the price as Nisha is the only one left alive on the side of Secret.
Well, and he's just getting ignored in these fights. Like, he joins a little bit late, and he's just like, okay, I'll right-click a few people, but what's he really going to do?
Cute steal from him, by the way, because he did get the Sandstorm, of course. That's one thing. This is kind of the beauty when you get these changes and Morphling gets picked, is you get to see the interactions like that. But you can use it aggressively. It's literally just, thank God they don't have detection, because they have no reason to have it right now. Look at this. Rose will be finished off. That DD now running out.
Was it DD?
That was hidden a little bit there, but yes, it was indeed there for Miracle.
Yeah, there are a couple of the graphics in the patch that need to be fixed. Like, I think Chen's new thing looks exactly like Empower.
I think one thing I want to see, especially with runes, is I've kind of played about this for a while because of some of the aura effects and whatever. It'd be nice to just have like an icon above a person's head when they have a rune effect.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would very much agree with that. Especially with like all the stuff coming out from all the particle effects coming out from cosmetics now. That thing I think needs to be so much more clearly differentiated.
They immediately jump on him like sharks on innocent people in the water. Now they jump in even deeper. Mid one's been seen. He will use the Astral Mind Control. He's gonna back away though. Mid one, he's almost dead. But Superman says, "I smell blood. Let's go." He is definitely the shark here. Waveform away. They didn't want to play. They lose another one. His side goes down. They're going to move in. Looking on the Morphling. Nisha going to start to morph up in his strength here. And Kuroki, you need to cancel that. Your team doesn't need to leave. You actually says, okay, we're going to go in deeper. We'll go for it. Nisha goes down. Puppy, they just dive the fountain and wipe the team. And they still haven't got tier 2s. This is the important part. The ping just came out. Oh my god, they're still going. Yapzor. Buyback from Zai, but buyback from Mind Control as well. So he could go down to the fountain. Yeah, they have to.
He was pissed. You know, last match, he didn't get to kill anybody, his techies, after he got his items. He's like, okay.
I want a hero that I can go split push with, but then get involved in the fight. Unlike techies, you pick a gyro with an IO, you can go. This is dude. There's gyro.
That was pretty good.
Holy shit! It's Viper.
Dire team ban.
Oh, I kind of became obsessed with voices when I was really young. I think was the first one I ever learned I could do was Stitch. Spot my gloves. It's fun. Like the weirdest part is it took me 10 years to realize you can actually go from Stitch to doing Golem. That was yeah, because you start off like this is gonna and then it's the fat little hobbit. Smeagol's gonna kill you. You know, like that sort of thing. But I haven't done that one in a while.
TV is going crazy right now.
Are they?
Radiant team ban.
Holy shit! They are. Yeah, well, fuck. Yeah, because you did tweet. I'd like had folks like we need to go. We need to go. They've done the first round of picks in like 20 freaking seconds.
Oh shit! I can't see. Oh no, no,
right.
My computer. I can't see here. Go.
Alright folks, we had to rush in. We didn't know ARCANA didn't do anything. We got in this lobby not even 30, well, into the game not even 30 seconds ago, but we're back with game 3 and both teams already know what they want between Team Liquid and Team Secret. Alan's gonna have an interesting analysis on this. Hey Alan, why don't you tell me about the heroes you can't see?
Well, this is the all invis hero draft now, KP. No, seriously, my computer's bugged out. I can't see the picks. I do see the OD ban second phase, which is moderately hilarious. And by the way, in that last draft, that was Kuro's first Underlord game, bringing him to 113 heroes played in professional level competition. That's 5 ahead of second place Sphere. Brood, Meepo, and TA are the only heroes that Kuro hasn't played in a
I want to see Meepo support. Come on, Kuroki. Let's have you first to complete the list of heroes. But opening this one, I should probably tell you what's happening. We got a Dazzle and a Brood Mother first for Team Liquid, and then we got a Rubik and a Sand King opener for Team Secret.
I actually think Dazzle Brood is legit. I mean, the heal bomb potential on those spiders. I know Brood's generally going to be a solo laner, but that is a lot of damage.
You know what I want to see? I don't think I'm not sure they actually fixed it. Tusk with Brood Mother. The spider combo with the tag team. So it was a few previews of that.
Remember that? Where did I see that? I think it was. I haven't seen it in a game, like a proper game. I've seen it demoed. I think Wagger straight away after reading the patch went and tested it, and it was ridiculous. He just walked over and instantly just obliterated an axe. Come on now, there are no bugs in Dota.
It's interesting though because I don't think I've seen a single Tusk game. Which, with the change to the map, especially with all these new choke points, it feels like the type of hero you would expect to see at some point.
There's just so many. There's so many heroes out there that can have impact at the 4 position, especially now that you're seeing a lot of these tankier offlaners, like your Centaur, like your Brewmaster, being moved down into the 4 and also the 5 position. It puts that much more pressure on a hero.
A fair way of looking at it. And Elder Titan, the 3rd pick coming up from Team Liquid, so we're unlikely to see a Tusk this game because, well, while is a core, the guy that does that so far for Liquid is Matuma Man, and I don't see anyone else likely to be playing this Brood Mother.
Yeah, and ET is a thing in this patch. I really like the way they reworked him because, again, what kind of took him out of the game a couple patches ago is that you now have to be standing on top of somebody with your hero to get the minus armor portion of your aura to amplify physical damage. Now, though, your spirit, every time you hit somebody with a spirit, it's not just damage, you actually get armor. And that makes your hero a little bit more tankier so that as long as you're able to get those spirit hits during or prior to the team fight, you're much more able to be in the thick of that fight, applying the physical damage amplification to the enemy team.
And it should be highlighted that in a patch that is still so much about agi heroes, and especially with the Terrorblade appearing on the other side of the draft, Elder Titan is the perfect pick here.
It's just a classic counter, right? I mean, there's arguably no hero gets hurt more by having his base armor removed than TB, and of course, TB is not going to build these plus armor items. He's just going to keep building stats. So the Elder Titan armor removal hurts him that much more. Now, again, in the last couple patches, it didn't really matter because Elder Titan strength hero low armor, TB can just meta up and pound him the minute he comes close. Now, though, ET is going to feel a lot tankier, going to be able to sustain that physical damage output coming out from the Terrorblade.
And you can get in there quick now because we do see a Darkseer pick. The other thing to kind of highlight here is with one pick remaining, Team Liquid could look to bolster the magic damage because the other side effect, everyone's so focused, as we should be, on the armor effect from an Elder Titan. We sometimes forget the mag resistance. I remember for a little bit, Elder Titan returned last patch and Necrophos was being comboed with it for the Scythe Slam. That was ridiculous against the TBs.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, and I think Darkseer is part of the reason Darkseer has come back is just that now, you know, Darkseer's ability to passively push the wave was just not really valued for so long, but now everybody's sort of creep cutting. Enemy offlane duels are playing behind the enemy much early, so that ion shell you can throw it on a hero, you can throw it on a creep, and that kind of pressure in the lane is once more a lot more valuable. And again, it used to be you'd ion shell up and you'd get chain denied, and not only are you not leveling, but you're giving the enemy supports level. I think the gold change to denies benefits Darkseer as well.
There's also the case that they did change Surge, of course. It bypasses the movement speed threshold now, and on top of that, you do get phase effect. So a lot for Darkseer in the tick department, and the anti-mage to round out for Team Liquid. They did need something that's going to right-click heavy and farm well.
Okay, and again, tempo-wise, you know, you see Arteezy and others in this patch going 3 Wraithband, Stout Shield, straight into Battle Fury with no boots on this AM. I mean, this is a hero that, we sound like a broken record, we've said this for so many Agi cores, benefits from the stat changes to the Wraithband. He can progress a lot more smoothly here in the early game.
I'm interested to see how this Ancient Apparition comes into effect, because we kind of glossed over that a little bit. He did get a change to the way Chill and Touch worked. A lot of people feeling that was a nerf, because of course, dry lanes aren't a thing with him anymore now. And Cold Feet at level 25 is actually straight up broken. It is.
Like AA, I think can be a late game hero in this patch.
You just have to get there is the crux. And the Slardar final pick coming out from Team Secret. Okay, they say, Liquid, you've got minus armor. So have we. And this was actually a classic counter to the Broodmother. I remember, especially Na'Vi with General Mid. He used to run this a decent amount, from what I can recall, to deal with Broodmothers. Because of the physical damage from the Slivering Crush?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little bit more... That was also because Broodmother used to be an invis hero, and Slardar hard counters invis.
I'm trying to remember.
This is, but by the way, okay, just in case anybody, this is not a meme draft anymore. Okay.
This is serious. This is one aside. Like, we've had our jokes now. Now we want at least one serious game. You've had your fun. You've had your laughs. Now you're gonna get to discover the impact that a Darkseer can have, a Slardar can have, an Ancient Apparition, because we've seen the rest a decent amount. Anti-Mage has been creeping in. Like, we know Miracle can do Anti-Mage in any situation. The other ones look at.
I actually think if this goes late, Secret's gonna...
By the way, one thing we need to hit on this is the fact that Kuroki's on the Broodmother.
Wait, what? Okay, Kuro moving up 114, baby. He heard me. Oh, I love it.
He wants those numbers. All right, he almost wins the artifact tournament, the first one. He actually put himself in a better position than any Dota player. You know, everyone has different goals. Everyone's looking at a second Aegis to be the first second time winner from Aegis. Kuroki's like, I just want to complete the hero challenge.
I have to tweet this out. That's hilarious.
Is he going to run this off? So I'm wondering if he's going to be offlane again, because Kuroki's been farming an awful lot in the last few games. Could this be a support Darkseer?
I mean,
it's an interesting thought.
Think about how that's going to work. I don't. So I think you have to let Brood farm. I mean, it's just so appealing, right? What this hero is going to be able to do in the mid game versus that lineup to create space for the aim.
I'm just looking at the way they're starting this out. So Kuroki hasn't got much in the way of regen. Yeah, he's got 2 mangoes, so maybe he's going to just commit to try and harass in the mid lane, because you see this, the Terrorblade. Nisha's going to go mid. We quite often see this being effective against the Broodmother because you build double stout. So it looks like Secret are safe against the Brood threat in every lane, actually, because Sand handles it well as well with the Caustic Finale.
Well, again, but when you say, so, okay, and here's the big difference, right? You say safe against the Brood threat, right? I think Brood's going to farm, but the big thing is that Terrorblade, when Brood dips back into his jungle, if he's doing badly in lane, Terrorblade's happy to do the same thing. Terrorblade's a hero that he can farm the jungle with no items at level 5 fairly efficiently. Like that's one of the big underestimated strengths of this hero, and unless you have a lineup that can contest that, it's really very difficult to hold this hero down.
It should be pointed out, by the way, that it seems like Liquid have taken a note out of the Secret Yapzor book, right? We've seen him just farming jungle constantly a lot of the time through the early mid game, whereas you look on the side of Liquid, and between the Darkseer, the Brood Mother, most of these heroes can just fall back to the jungle and farm.
But doesn't this TB just get absolutely destroyed in lane by Dazzle?
He should, because he's got a low HP pool and you're up against the Poison Touch. We've seen what it actually done to a hero that has a way of mitigating some of that damage when it was the Visage.
And that is like super scary, because you want to talk about a hero that can just go own the enemy jungle. Dazzle is so freaking annoying.
Absolutely is, and blocks relatively even. Nisha has a slight advantage, but he's gonna have to come down into the sides of the range here. There we go. It's like, you got a Metamorphosis, don't hesitate, go straight for it.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to, especially in this matchup with the Dazzle, that is so key. He gets the 9 on the first range creep. You've got to try and win the first couple of waves, I think, in this lane. And this is going to be maybe a true try lane here on bottom.
That's what I'm thinking. Kuroki's on the way down. He sees the Metamorphosis used. That's just, I think he was going to hang around and try and force it originally was the idea. Instead of just come down here, poke Yaps or a little bit, but it'd be interesting.
What are we going to do, though? I just don't know what he's going to do with this.
I mean, we're at Rubik a little bit. In fairness, Yapzor would usually be a slow-moving hero if it wasn't for these boots pick up straight away.
Oh.
This is... I'm looking right now.
Cool.
Yeah, that's very bold. I wouldn't recommend right now. I feel like Secret definitely has advantage in a tri-lane scenario, even after the change to Chilling Touch. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the AoE stun that is a lot more reliable than anything that Liquid have right now. Oh, look at that. The stun's coming into effect. All right, Kuroki does get low. Fine.
The Brood's actually going to have a ton of sustain here, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
It could be annoying.
And I guess GH is pretty decent, right? The out-time 3 targets with the Astral Titan. It's going to be very intriguing to watch this unfold, because usually, like we said, we give this advantage to the side Secret because of the old Ancient Apparition, but now it's the single target, only you do it scenario with Chill and Touch. It's a very different scenario.
So I think this could actually be pretty cool here, right? That what you do is you play this lane up and you try and control your own jungle. And
oh no!
My God!
Matumba, man!
No!
He gets a solo kill onto a Terrorblade.
Oh, Nisha's life is so...
That is a kill that shouldn't be happening. I mean, we're so busy theory crafting this bot lane because it's an enigma, right now. We haven't seen this sort of thing before, but we'll see it go to a little bit of action here. Kuroki gets stunned up because of mid one stacking up the bash for the D.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you were worried about, right? With that AoE stun potential. I mean, I think you have to, if you're going to seriously try and play this lane, not just for like the lulls, you have to try and play the wave up, and you have to really try and exploit your own jungle. But then you risk kind of balling up, and that's going to open the door for slaughter.
It seems they've identified they can't keep them there. Kuroki's gone top now, so you can set up some webs up here with Mind Control. He actually can accelerate Mind Control's farm really well with the Iron Shell on him.
Yeah, now I'm going to be paranoid. I'm paranoid now that we missed that kill mid, because, you know, it's kind of a boring lane to watch, but those are such high impact kills. If Nisha gets in trouble in this lane, his game is done.
Yeah, it's quite worrying. Especially seeing as whenever the Metamorphosis isn't available, you can befriend. Once Batum Man gets about 5, you might see a level in Shallow Grave, and then Nisha never wins a fight between them, because you can get him low, but you won't get value out of the Thunder because you'll be low yourself. Or he'll be low.
Also going to keep your eyes on the bottom lane here too, because, you know, with Kuro having kind of pieced out here, Miracle is going to suffer a bit. He's doing very well now through the first few waves, but that CS total, I imagine, is really going to go down.
Yeah, look at this. All the stuns coming out. The cold feet, they don't stack enough, though. He'll be fine, but that's a lot of harassment onto an anti-mage with no regen right now.
Yeah. He started with only one set of tangos.
And there's Kuroki in the jungle. We said they'd try and do something like this. They actually aren't increasing the gold that Mind Control is getting. They're just going to let him have the lane, and then Kuroki's just going to farm jungle.
Yapsor coming in back in here, but he's level 1. I'm not really sure what he's going to do.
Well, they'll do this. GH has been found. The cold feet will proc. Gonna get another stun.
Wow.
There it is.
Uses the lift to guarantee the cold feet.
Yep, another stun comes through. Fade Bolt to ensure the kill.
Doesn't quite have enough time to get out the stomp. Secure his own retreat.
Nicely done. This aggression proving value, and the change to Slardar with the back to the deep now makes you able to set up kills consistently.
Look at his darts here, by the way. Mind Control just does not care. He's got 40 CS.
Look at his level. Level 6.
I mean, what?
He's a higher level than the mid.
Oh, Nisha. Oh my God.
Oh, he's coming in. Oh, the Surge on the Nisha. He actually can't get away from this. The body blocks are coming in effect when the phase effect runs out from the Surge. And there you go. See you later.
Oh,
this terrible.
So bad.
Doesn't have a game. You feel bad for a TB. Wait, did you ever think you'd use those words, Alan?
No, but like, I mean, I'm kind of a closet Nisha fanboy. Like, I really liked him last year on Kingwin. I thought he was doing a lot of really cool things in the carry position that didn't get recognized. And so I really wanted him to see him succeed with this team. But this is just a game that he's going to be miserable. And, you know, they're making Miracle's life pretty miserable now, but it just doesn't feel like the same impact.
I feel like as this game goes on, because of the anti-mage factor, Miracle's going to be stronger than Nisha regardless of how this goes. GH. No, the cold feet. They realize it just procs. He was so close to get out of range. Go for the stomp now, so he can walk it off in the end. But that hurt a lot.
I mean, just you're looking at this pressure on the bottom lane is Liquid, and you kind of don't care because you're gonna own the left side of the map, and the amount of space that you can create in the 10 to 20 minute window is just, it's absurd.
I mean, the good news for Secret is how well Zai's doing, because Kuroki can never try and contest him because of how Caustic Finale works and screws over you and your little baby spiders. Zai has been put mid now because Nisha says, I'm done. I'm absolutely just done with that lane. I don't blame him either. Oh, bot. Cold feet procs again. GH. Getting punished. Stomp's going to be there, though. They split. Mid one does get clipped by it, though. They're chasing the puppy.
Gets mid one on the edge of that. GH might go down anyway.
He's trying to get the movement speed from the Astral. If Yapsor sees him, Fade Bolt's coming off cooldown. He can't reveal. And Miracle had to back off. He didn't want to risk getting stunned. Mid one moving in. Doesn't have any mana, though.
Dukes the sun a couple times. Cancels. Yeah.
There you go. Mid one needed one more tap, and he would actually have GH. But instead, he throws down a Miracle. Hold top.
Put that.
They find Nisha. Mind Control. He gets a solo kill.
Come on, let the kid play Dota. But that's the thing. It's really telling how Liquid are approaching this game. There have been 0 TP support rotations to back Miracle. That does not happen often, but I think it's absolutely the right decision in this game.
I think we've heroes, the rate of coming online, shall we say, it's accelerated compared to the last batch. Yeah. So yes, you maybe get a Battle Fury a little bit late, but the catch-up speed is going to be just absurd. Oh, Kuroki's been seen. Zai can't do this alone. Yapsor's on his way across. Kuroki needs to make this escape. Fade Bolt doesn't do enough damage. He'll be fine. A little bit too close for comfort, though.
He's just gonna hang out.
Oh, mid. Mind Control is doing whatever he wants. Cold Feet will not proc either.
Oh, I mean,
Surge. Oh, puppy! What's he doing? He reveals himself, and Mind Control just trying to know the sun. It comes down easy with a save. The Cold Feet, Mind Control. Are they gonna get him? Nope. Cold Feet doesn't proc. He's gonna go for the Surge and run away. He wastes the time of Nisha as well, though, so he's happy with that.
I mean, he spent like the last 3 minutes of this game behind the tier 2 towers.
And that did actually just enable Timberman to take the mid tower.
Ruining your day. Nisha needs to be careful.
What's he doing? GH is going to run in. He's so damn fast. And they unshell him, Nisha, and they know he has no thunder now, so they're not friends.
Oh, no.
The moment where he just stopped right at the end, like, he's just accepted this fate now. He's not going to get a game at all at this rate. Wow.
Oh, that is 4 deaths in the first 9 minutes for Terrorblade.
It should also be highlighted that we usually talk about Terrorblade as this hero that doesn't care if he gets pummeled in lane. He goes and catches up in the jungle. They're not letting him have that space.
Exactly. That's exactly what we've been talking about, though, that this Liquid lineup is just constructed to be able to play on the enemy side of the map.
Mind Control? Trying to move away here. Zai, he wants to kill. He still doesn't have the epicenter level though. He can't easily find a kill. The dust comes out. They see him. The poison touch, the surge in GH. Running where he wants. The fire strike comes out. The moon back towards Dazzle. He actually has no points in the shallow grave. He needs to be careful. He's going to go down. Didn't get the shadow wave out in time. They punish this aggression. And GH next on the hit list. Mid one moving forward with a sprint. Should be able to find him. Mind Control will be able to TP out right in front of mid one's eyes, but they'll at least get a kill on the Elder Titan.
Yeah, you don't get quite the XP that you used to for that, right? Because they moved the XP bonus bounties from level to kill streak, but you still get a lot of XP from killing the level 9 Dazzle there. It's really going to help your supports.
Absolutely, but I think the problem for Secret is they're being forced to take their eye off the ball that they need to watch, because it's going to go in your goal at this rate, and that's Miracle on Sandy Mage. He's caught up, 58 CS.
Oof.
He's on his way to the Battle Fury next. Mid one. Oh no, he misses Slivering Crush. Dodges out the Stomp just enough movement speed. But they're going to move forward anyway. They want this. It's Miracle. Mana Void. Oh, they aren't going to get him yet, but the Poison Touch will finish him off. They throw out an additional one just to make sure, as you do find them stacking. That's the thing that actually you have to highlight. The Poison Touches do stack. People sometimes forget this.
Yeah, it's just that skill at max level. Yeah, you can flame Metamoman for dying because he didn't have a point in grave a minute ago, but I mean Dazzle's other 2 spells at level 4 are just so terrifying at this point in the game. I mean, watch, there's going to be at least one time in this game where you see somebody get surrounded by spiderlings and that shadow wave is just going to destroy.
Yeah, they're always checking wherever Matumba Man is on the map when they see Kuroki with these spiders. They're like, okay, we can do what we want to him. He's never here. Kuroki has just been farming the whole time in this top lane.
We are going to get a little spider on spider action though.
Oh, we are indeed with the steal there. Yapsor can make his own little baby army. I think they move faster on the webs as well. Actually, I don't know. I don't think it doesn't look like they got the regen. Yeah, they don't get affected by webs.
No, they don't. You don't get benefit from the other guy's webs.
My God, if that was the case.
I think they fixed that. I think they fixed that.
I imagine that was probably a thing once. But it does enable Yapsor to farm regardless, and he'll be happy about that because a Rubik that can get a quick timing on a Blink, or in this case a Yules, can make a difference.
I mean, talk about this Dazzle, who's he's probably going to do exactly the build that we saw from him the other day. He's going to book one, and he's going to have close to 100% uptime on that, and then he's going to dip into these other, utility items. Like he might just go Greaves.
He went Greaves last time we saw, and it was so good.
Yeah, he did book one, and then I think he did Greaves Pipe, and the sustain that he got out of that was just insane. And in this game, I think this is a Greaves great. Yeah,
I was with Juggernaut in his lineup, and you just see him go from a sliver HP to 2/3 full, and it's the same effect for an anti-mage. Remember how much harder it is to get for anti-mage because you can just casually tank most of it with the counter spell.
Yeah, a lot of action here around the top tier 1, but it looks like the TP rotations on Secret might not even get a kill.
They won't, and this is classic old school Broodmother. I'm just gonna draw your attention places so you're not doing anything elsewhere. Working, especially when you're a support. There's no real value lost.
I mean, it's actually stunning to me just how annoying this level 7 Broodmother can be at this point in the game, which is Solar and Bassi. And remember that's the thing. Remember with the reworked armor, it's a small effect, but each point of armor is just a little bit more significant. So when you're talking about Bassi, right, the armor that it's giving to your spiderlings and your creep waves, it's putting that much more pressure on the opposing towers. Their armor values were lowered, so their physical damage resistances are the same.
Yep. Armor, we talked about it before, and just how it's been
probably
changed.
Why Vlad's is such a you're seeing Vlad's come back in a big way as a value item. Like people
absolutely.
are rushing it on Brewmaster, Beastmaster.
I mean, it felt like it was back on the way in anyway. It's not a bad item per se from the get-go. Most people actually had forgotten that it gave damage. Whenever I talk to people about it, I mean, even like pro players and analysts I've talked to, some people seem to have forgotten about the damage percentage element to it.
Yeah, it was funny. The item fell so much by the wayside that people forgot that it used to be one of those kind of mandatory late game items because of the structure of the damage.
Yeah, people are too busy looking at previous items it builds into to figure out what it gets, and they're oh, that's actually significant. Lifesteal damage, especially if you're just trying to be this aura buffer for 1 or 2 carries on your team, which for this lineup on the side of Liquid, yeah, it's all about the anti-mage.
Interesting when you talk about the anti-mage, though. Interesting in this game that Miracle has chosen to complete treads, so his Battle Fury timing is going to be a little bit on the late side. I thought you might see him just go 3 Wraithband Stout right into the Battle Fury, but he does want to have the option as much as Liquid is able to bring pressure all around the map. He does want to have the option to at least join a fight and drop in a mana.
Yeah, he wants the potential to be there because while his lineup can carry him for the next few minutes, they get outnumbered. This is the thing about Animage, he can quickly respond to the fights with the blinks.
Well, and it's just how to play against Terrorblade. You always have to think about keeping the pressure on. I see way too many teams, even at fairly high levels, they'll pressure the Terrorblade a couple times in jungle, but then they'll just sort of back off. And TB's like, okay, thank you. He can just catch up so quickly at any point.
And that's the thing. Liquid have actually backed off from the Terrorblade, but it's because Secret are nowhere else on the map. They know how much they keep investing in protecting Nisha now. They'll take that as a win in their eyes. Runes are coming
very
up.
Much so. Very much so. I think if Liquid were going to play like this, they probably wish their Miracle would. Right? Zai is dusted up.
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to chase onto him. We'll get at least one of the runes though and blink away. Meanwhile on the top, Miracle tries to sneak him the rune with better find. Coffee's going to be there. The ice blast as well. Oh no, the back! He can't get away! Oh, that's a big fat kill for the side of Liquid. A secret rather. Liquid in full retreat.
And again, it's these little things that just keep adding up, right? When you talk about the treads, Battle Fury is going to be a little late anyway, and then you die there. He dies on Agi treads too, by the way.
Alan, we're going to have to restart that call. You just went a little bit Robotnik.
Oh, I'm Robot?
You are, most definitely.
All right.
All right, guys, we're just going to restart Skynet, see if it comes back and is actually a good and loving system. Hello, Skynet?
All right. Hopefully that sounds better.
All right, it's kind of a little bit. We'll give it like 20 seconds and see if it cleans up. Sometimes it cleans up by itself.
Online casting.
Sometimes Skynet rewrites itself, all right? That's all I'm saying. The learning system. So I'm looking at the items that are coming out next. It looks like GH will be the grab of the medallion here, whereas Broodmother did go for the drums and the mech. Kuroki, he's made the most of the goal he's been finding. Uh-oh, they're going to make the most of this kill. Dazzle, he can't actually get away. He had time to cast the Shallow Grave, but didn't do it in the end. Just put out the Poison Touch instead. Now Kuroki, oh, the back again. Sun through. What are they doing? They're going way too deep. Mind Control needs to actually get out of here. Stunned up again. And yeah, mid one is 1 mobile and 2 attacks pretty damn fast.
Yeah, that just underestimated. He's not been really in this game very much so far, but he does have his blink, and he really used it there.
And he might get involved in this. Slardar moving forward. They see the other tie-in. Actually stole the stomp as well. Oh, Secret, the movements in the last few minutes.
Yeah, it just felt like Liquid backed off a little bit, maybe thinking we need to give Miracle time to finish his Battle Fury, but Secret has really seized the initiative since then.
They're going to continue to. They're looking for mind control right now, and the Ice Blast is going to come through.
It's just these double blinks. I mean, we saw this in the game against Final Tribe yesterday. That Secret really using these multiple blink reveals as a huge power spike to take fights.
The question is whether they can continue to, because yes, Liquid are getting pummeled on a little bit, but on Miracle, he's getting ever close to that Battle Fury. It'll be pre-20 minutes of this rate pretty easily.
I mean, it'll be pre-20 minutes, but he's still going to need another item in this game to feel effective. Terrorblade's got his Manta and making progress for the sky.
And if you look at the net worth comparisons, this TB that got, well, brutalized, viscerated even, is 2k ahead of the Anti-Mage now.
I'm starting to worry a little bit for Liquid. I like the way Mind Control is playing early, but those 2 deaths really set him back.
And as a result of that,
it was one.
It was one, but it's the ripple effect around him. He's very hard to kill. He's pretty beefy, but everyone else is just being punished right now. And Mind Control, it might be 2. Ice Blast is going to come in, and he's not going to be there anymore.
Curse, I guess.
Hey, they're just making your numbers add up here, all right?
And he had just finished the hood too at that point and didn't have it in his inventory. Magic damage coming, cross blast there.
All the while, you can just see Kuroki trying to build everything he can to help his team. He is going into the Crimson Guard next. They need every little boon they can get. Against the Terrorblade, especially, that Crimson Guard is important.
But as a result, I mean, the items just... You're splitting farm among a lot of different heroes, and so those little utility items are coming out at a little bit later than they ordinarily would. See a little bit of an invasion here by Secret onto the Radiant side of the map. And Control's being a little careful behind his own tier 1.
Well, the Ice Blast sees him though.
Oh, that's
they
vision.
know.
Vision.
They know everything. Bar strike through. They get vision. They just run him down. And Nisha says that's a tier 1. Thank you very much. And they just need to buy another 2 minutes maybe, because Liquid, look at Matuma, man. He's so close to his Guardian Greaves now. And once you have those, you can try and actually counter this death ball that Secret's beginning to get into.
Yeah, but what you're seeing, it's just, we're going to be saying so close to X item like 3 or 4 different times. You're so close to Guardian Greaves. You were so close to Pipe on the Darkseer. You're so close to Medallion on the Elder Titan. These like little 1 or 2 minute setbacks in item timings, I mean, they add up in these fights in such a huge way.
Yeah, there's only so many times you say so close before it's so far. And as a result of that, look at the movement into the Roach Pit. They're almost done with this. They're going to chase through. They CGH. He's a little bit far out. The head shakes are correct. He wasn't wrong for trying to contest that. But it's not going to make a difference as Nisha's still in the pit.
And I just love the formation of Secret there on the Radiant side of the map. You could see them setting that up. The kill on Mind Control is almost a bonus time.
Oh, no.
They were really just trying to control the Roach Pit.
Oh, no. Kuroki's been found as well. They just go fully invade.
For Liquid in a big way.
Yeah. Aegis has been picked up. Nisha has that second life to work with. He'll just go to shove out bot because he knows Miracle's been there the whole time. And this is the advantage, right? But compared to the Terrorblade and the Anti-Mage, when they're on equal farm, Terrorblade's going to get involved in things earlier. When the Terrorblade is ahead like this, though, it's impossible for an Anti-Mage to do anything.
And it's just the nature of the hero, right? Anti-Mage needs items for his farming efficiency. Terrorblade really doesn't. I mean, he can be an efficient neutral farmer with very, very little farm from very early in the game. And so anytime you start playing off the Terrorblade side of the map, he just says thank you very much. And one of the things that we've seen from Secret, you know, I've said they look like they're playing January Dota here in November, and a lot of it is just the coordinations of the power spikes. You see how well they use the double blink reveal. Now you see the hood and mech out on the Sank. It's these little utility items that are adding up, and late on the side of Liquid.
And speaking of late, well, Matuma finally has the Guardian Greaves, and why I say late is because when you talk about that Sand King, he's not getting too far off his own Guardian Greaves. Right. And the difference is that because Secret have this ancient apparition
behind the dazzle. Exactly right.
With the AA, it means this Guardian Greaves doesn't even have the biggest impact if the Ice Blast is what they initiate with. And if you look at the last few fights, well, Secret initiate with the Ice Blast every time.
Yeah, and I don't think AA counters quote unquote Dazzle to nearly the same extent he did in the past, just because Dazzle's other abilities are so good now. But it is true, when Matumaman is going the sustain build that they used the other day, that is a big counter.
Brokey breakdowns from the high ground, means GH is on the low ground and found.
Oh, this Titan.
Brokey will make his escape through the back. It's like, please, not like this. I've never felt this rich. This series has been so good to me. Mid one on the hunt. Once Miracle here, the pings come out. Oh, nope, there'll be a move away. They can actually blink forward.
This is like classic Dota here from Western team. You control that Radiant secondary jungle to the left of the mid lane. So hard for the Radiant to do it.
They almost got Liquid's Courier there, and that was the recipe for the pipe, so that would have been a nice snipe. They won't find it. But they are taking the towers. I mean, just look at this movement. Secret, they are focused. They're not going to get pulled into what Liquid is doing. Their shenanigans around their side of the map. They're going to go straight for base.
Yeah, Matumaman is just like trying to put damage on the bottom tier 2 of the Dire side, but they just flip up. They don't care.
They need to actually get people back here. Heals on the back foot. Mind Control's been found. Ice Blast coming in as well. No escape plan from that. Mind Control's gone. And that's it. Terrorblade still hitting on your base.
Mind Control's gone, but your base is dying.
But he does fly back. They need him. Power Strike through will connect on the Matuma here. Zai doesn't like past the epicenter. Dust reveal onto him. Mind Control moving in. Zai taking a lot of damage. That Choo-Choo is starting to add up. He vacuum back. Power Strike into the tree line. They run through. They'll find him. But they do lose the tier 3 tower. And look in the base.
Hold.
Look at the base.
But again, you're going to shrine.
No. They lost the tier 3 tower. So Secret as well. Kuroki and Miracle. They say anything you can do, we can do better. As they poke on the buildings as well. Kuroki will be left behind and found though.
Wow. I still think that tier 3 trade actually does still favor Secret because of how effective they've been playing on the Radiant side of the map. They're the ones that are going to be able to get active. I think it takes Giants. Miracle still here. Oh, he's got it. Okay. All right. All right. He's recovered better than I thought.
That's the power of the Animage once you get that Battle
used
Fury.
that space really well in this last couple of minutes.
And it should be highlighted the rate at which they were taking buildings. Well, you look at it, both teams went for melee racks because they thought it was a sure deal. And if Liquid got the even trade there, I actually think they would have been very happy with that.
Yeah, I was liking that trade for Secret until I saw just how well Miracle has base in the line. Got to be a little bit careful here.
He's been found. Cold feet there. Ice blast through. Mana dodge. Moves away. It's going to be close. Oh, no. He uses the shield. Counter spell's not going to protect, though. The stun's going to be there, and he's gone. The vacuum from mind control does nothing.
Supremacy. That lift lasts way too long. That is just silly.
And now they'll hunt for more. But Timberman found as well. The buyback from GH won't do anything. Anisha has the DD, and he is just plowing towards your base with the Metamorphosis available. Oh, blink it.
In the game.
Arcane Supremacy again.
No, look at that.
Good bound. I think this looks pretty grim. You're going to lose 2 lanes, but actually that DD on the Terrorblade. That's the found more as well. They are crumbling one by one. Liquid are just disappearing and being grayed out. They go for him. They know they can go for it. Nisha, shout, hit it.
Like, that lift on Rubik is like... It's like scarier than a Blink Hex with this new aura. Oh my goodness.
It is absurd. And that's going to be 2 lanes. I think Secret aren't going to go for just yet. They're going to respect that GH can slow us down just enough for his team to be up. Or are they? No. Nisha says keep hitting. We've taken 2 lanes. We can't take the 3rd, but we're at least going to get a tier 4 tower out of this before we leave. Oh, they move it. On the GH, they're going forward. Here the ice blast through and make it back to his found. But now, man trying to move out. Look at this stun. Again, Miracle. Just held in the air so long by that lift. Means that they can escape without any consequence on the side of Secret.
Yeah, I'm actually like secretly rooting for a 45-minute game because I want people to see how like stupid 900 AoE cold feet is, but I don't think Secret's gonna let it go that far.
Well, I'm just thinking about level 25 for Yap, so we're just talking about that lift and how absurd it is. At level 25, you have a challenge now. Do you still take the spell amp, which went from 75 to 50%, or do you take the telekinesis cooldown?
I think you take the lift cooldown right now. I just think this. I mean, you talk about having that duration disable on what is it, a 7-second cooldown with the talent?
It's pretty absurd. The uptime is just not even reasonable, especially if you steal enough stun. Swing stun is Miracle. He gets sculpted on time side. Big Horn hit the vacuum in as well. It's going to catch a digital here. Reflection comes down, but no. They've already lost the AA. He's going to get low, but Miracle is down. Now mid one so deep, doesn't matter. They'll get rid of one. They'll turn around on the 2. Micah tries to run away. DA's left behind. The Timberman used the Shallow Grave already, which means he's exposed. He's going to go down. And Mind Control, he'll walk away the only survivor of this brawl with Secret in their own jungle.
Yeah.
We speak too soon
here because Yapzor is on the case.
Yapzor everywhere with this Yasha and Kai build. Who needs a blink? Because they could just death ball day and night on the side of Secret.
And I don't know about this Ice Frog. 433 move speed on Rubik. 433 move speed on Rubik.
It's actually absurd when you think at the start of this game. Like, think at the start of this game, right? He picked up boots. He was already at 330 movement speed. You'd think this hero would be more crippled because his start movement speed isn't that
Doesn't have that BKB.
Right, here comes the black hole.
Really low first before he casts it.
Yeah, the paintbrush.
Yeah, this
frozen.
Yeah.
A little too aggressive there. That's where the Alliance team can, you know, they're still tier 2. They're going to move up as they get more experience, but Secret, Liquid, LGD, they're going to turn immediately. Not get greedy for that Soulbind into Fountain Pursuit.
And to be honest, if they were winning that fight, if they did get the PA, it would have been game.
Yes.
Almost.
Probably.
PA could have still bought back, actually.
Yeah.
But at least...
PA did buy back.
Yeah.
PA bought back.
So they know if they kill the PA again, it's game over. So that's a risk. And sure, we can call it diving, but I figured maybe there's someone, you know, that risk is worth taking sometime.
Yeah, if they can kill him again. I mean, he's going to have BKB now. What is Jonas' fan status in the whole item department? He's still very far away from BKB.
Yeah, it feels like he went one too many items before. If you're going to go the Crimson, I just feel like Greaves is a better item. And, I don't know. We'll see. I really wish he had a BKB for this engagement. And I also don't understand the Yasha pickup on Frost. He should have had a BKB for that earlier engagement, but the Yasha...
He would still die. They would blow him up.
Sure.
Came from the park.
Just don't think the side of TFG was confident looking for fights until and they get the racks and get hell out of dodge. If you can see them draw the line, they're gonna, the top is pushed. Now you cut mid-wave, then you look to take bottom shrine. This is really well done by Alliance. You want to just sweep the map, control runes. Bounties spawn in 45 seconds. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, nice use.
Whoa, okay, they can tell.
Blade mill.
Frost is playing with fire here. I mean, if he dies there, it's game over.
Yes. But that's his BKB on cooldown, though. That's a full minute.
Well, that's what they can wait a minute, but that is a risky play to make when you die. You're out of the running for the major. Gotta be careful, Frost.
Be careful, but still play to win, not play to not lose.
Dagon.
What?
And it's gonna be picked up by Jesse.
What?
Yeah, I tried to just pass
Spell him.
I don't care. Why is a Dagon?
I mean, if he gets Dagon, I'm sure he doesn't get anything besides lowering the cooldown. No good spells still besides Centaur ulti with that. Give me the number, JJ.
What is the Dagon good with? I got it. Well, you know he's alright. Soulbind Steel, double Dagon. Double level 1 Dagon on that action Centaur. They ain't gonna know what's coming.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Dagon.
I don't know about that one, folks.
Just you wait for that.
A lot of questionable item decisions on TFT, and it's not about the items. But when I look at improper items, I see a team that doesn't understand their timings and didn't really know when they could look to execute. When were they strong, right? It's BKB Enigma, BKB PA.
What? I got it. What if he bought a blade mail, steals Axis Call, goes in?
What? Who? This is...
That wouldn't be that bad. That would be better than the Dagon. He's got 2k HP because of the shift. Why not? Why not?
I mean,
that's 2k damage you could potentially do.
Still only has
work on blade mail as well.
Blade mail.
Absolutely.
Can we get serious, team? What's going on here?
I'm not even kidding.
No, I'm not even kidding.
It's way better than
blade mail and Stone Cool. Why not? What's actually bad about that? He has 2k HP. He jumps in. He's going to do
30 armor.
Yeah. He's going to do way more damage to Alliance than he is with the Dagger. He just has to... It's not that hard.
It's easy. He goes in, uses blade mail, doesn't use
that would have been the strat. Rubik blade mail could have won him again. I like your thinking.
See, Mickey tried to save his E-blade there for follow-up, but he ended up not getting the kill because of it. I think in that scenario, you always just make sure you get the kill. I would have E-bladed. But Roche has spawned. They're going to look to move over into the pit. They feel very confident now. The TA does plenty of damage. Boxy going to cut the top wave real quick. And I think, as you can see, TFT, they feel pressured to deal with this. But if you're the squad of Alliance, they're going to have another smoke. This has got to be like their 5th or 6th one that they've used thus far. And they're going to just wrap around and try and force a fight around Roche. Remember, no buyback PA.
Boykwa has a Hex. I love it.
Yep.
With the Grimstroke ulti. But Enigma has a BKB now.
PA, yep. BKB, Enigma, BKB, PA. This is what we're looking at. The side of the final tribe.
This could be the dream fight.
We've got the Sanjay finished on PA, but man, do I wish he was close to a Satanic. I feel like that's a critical item. You're going up against a Blade Mail and a Centaur. We'll see. Could still go either way. Can we check out the win probability? I'll bet it's still...
No, it's got to be back over this.
That's not that bad, though. You'll take 2-to-1 odds in a game like this when you're down a Rax. You were Fountain Dove a moment ago. This is my favorite part of the game. The second Roche has spawned, and now both teams look to posture on the opposing high ground. The smoke from Alliance, they do the long wraparound. This may catch TFT with the plant sound. I think it might.
Who's going to make more mistakes?
Oh.
They got Jonathan Van. They got the Enigma, and he's gone with that buyback goal.
Oh no.
He's dead for 50. TFT going to start to
crumble. The taunt onto the PA.
There, they've caught out front.
Oh, no.
He's out with that.
Yeah, that's game.
Chessie's surrounded. Uses Dagon.
What a shot call. Beautiful play there by Alliance. They smoked 3 separate times in the initial Roche fight, always through the mid. You could see Insania draw the line. I mean, he drew it up.
Just bad positioning from TFT. Where is Shadow Demon to save him? Where is Rubik to lift him up?
They didn't expect it from that angle.
And that not expecting it means you're underestimating your enemy and you're not thinking about where the game is at.
Yep. TFT, they were winning fights when they had control. They saw the battlefield and they were able to stagger their big ultimates. That case, that's where Alliance thrives. You immediately blink in, Shiva stun somebody, that guy's dead.
Here we go.
Not ready.
So they, got,
like, they didn't see anybody on the map, not on bot lane where the lane is all the way pushed out. They didn't see it anywhere also because they've got minimal wards. It was probably game. 50 seconds, no PA.
They got TFT, they have everything apart from the PA, and he's quite a big old component of this. They do have the Black Hole and an Echo Slam, but they don't have that hard hitter for 35 seconds, so they'll have to let at least this mid lane Rax go. Boykwa and Mickey will clean up the Rax.
Oh, waste of a glyph, you know that. Well,
maybe a miss.
And now if you're Alliance, you can even pressure a little bit further.
You're sticking around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Out just to stop some of the damage.
You need to hit the second Brax with Deso as well. Hit one, hit the second one for the maximum damage output.
Megas, if they don't do anything, gonna try and jump at least onto Mickey, but the Hex is gonna be there from Boykwa straight back in response. He'll get himself Yules up in the air, buying some time for himself to get out one more Fisher, but it misses. And Mickey, he's still punching on. Hanscan's trying to get back to base. Defensive disruptions there from Arrow. Dagger's starting to come out. Zip back from Mickey. Alliance, they're more than happy to back off this bottom lane. They do They do still have half the Rax up top, so they're not megas yet, sorry. There is still a Rax on the top lane.
Boxy learned his lesson. Use Retaliate right away.
Yep, that was really well done. It was right away, too. You could tell he definitely learned, and that is one thing I really respect about Boxy. This kid is still so new to Dota. He's only been at it for a bit more than a year and a half, and he's the #1 MMR in Europe. Like, he soaks up. I do believe strongly that he and Mickey will be superstars in this game for as long as it survives, because they really have not just the talent but the attitude and dedication required to thrive at this level.
Update on Secret versus Liquid incoming. Secret won game number 3, which means they are top seed, just like previous major, and Liquid will get, well, they might still get top seed, but they'll probably get second. It's a mystery and a conundrum. And this is the... Oh, and also that means that Liquid is going to be the opponent for whoever wins this, because that will also be a seeding match for the remaining teams in the Europe qualifier. for the major presented by Starletter and Imma TV at the end of January in China. Also, I just thought about there's 2 slots for Europe in the minor. So the minor qualifiers are actually going to be very scary as well because you got NIP, you got OG, you got Vega, and you got Final Tribe probably.
Don't you only have like 1 rush in the open qualifiers?
2 Europe qualifiers.
Trying to get in there, but almost straight out of there.
I don't know how no one actually knows how the qualifiers work. I saw Keizu tweet. We have no information.
That they were that it's only going to have 4 teams, the actual qualifiers, and we don't know who got invited and who got via opens. It's super scary.
Well, we do know who got it. Oh no, wait.
No, we don't.
When are the minor opens?
Tomorrow. So no rest for the losers.
No rush. The info is gonna be out there.
Invisibility.
Eventually.
Yeah, Lacoste will push out when he wants.
Yeah.
Lacoste is in charge.
Will Cuckoo be allowed to play at the major? Find out January 6th at the major.
It's January 17th.
January 17th.
Oh, hang on.
Whoa.
Okay. Let's get the 3-man call. The Hex is there. Can they keep that enigma alive? They cannot.
Obliterated.
That's a GG and a half.
What a way to end it.
GG twice. Tips come out on the teammates. This is polite tips, not BM tips.
Tower is under attack.
I feel like TFT needed the frontliner. I think I said when the draft ended, someone to go in. Arcana does not want to go in like first one on the one target. If you compare what he does and what the Axe and Centaur does, he usually just goes in and dies, while the other one tanks it and creates a lot of space for his team to actually position for a better black hole for a P8.
Did he even see a black hole in this fight?
Yeah, we did. Not this fight. This one, no. Because Jonas and Frank got just...
There we go! Forge, you're gonna have to kill
Alliance make it to the major. Congratulations to them. That was...
Alliance.
They 2-0'd this. I felt like they were definitely outclassing the Final Tribe.